coming into the game, I knew that both defenses, Stanford and Utes, were pretty good, and so I just figured it could come down to a game of field position, and I set my mind to it, and I knew, I was probably going to play a pretty big part in the outcome of the game. Unfortunately, I can't do anything in overtime, but throughout the course of the game, I just made sure stay concentrated, know exactly what I had to do, and just execute. If you go speak to my mate too, Kay Scott, Trav down the road there, they're in pressure situations the whole time. So for me, I get 9 snaps, and that's a lot of snaps. Generally, I get 5 snaps, and I got to make the most of them. But at the end of the day, I'm kicking essentially pigskin. We eat bacon, so I'm kicking bacon down the field. For people's entertainment. It's not that big of a deal. I just have a laugh on the sideline and do my job. It's something that's pretty easy. Not really. It was just one of them days that I sort of got the ball around midfield a fair bit, so I decided to be aggressive with my sky punts and try and pin them super deep. For the most part, it worked. I hit one that just crept in there, which really pissed me off. But it happens, I guess. But yeah, it was a good day for me. Especially coming back from last week, which wasn't my best game, I had to sort of clear my memory, read a few articles on how to overcome adversity, and just talk to my dad about, how I can mentally get myself prepared for Ty Montgomery, and I just went out there and kicked the football.
You mentioned Ty Montgomery earlier. He only had 1 return for 1 yard. I mean, how were you able to get him out of his rhythm?
Well, we're in the rugby style punt, just kick it away from the big bloke, and then when I'm hitting traditionals, just hang it up there or ping him to the boundary so that he's got nowhere to move. It's pretty simple. If we're in sky territory, kick it inside the 10. If he's dumb enough to go back and catch it inside the 10, then that's on him, not me. But for the most part, they don't run back there. So let my bullocks make a play for us.
A player you don't hear a lot about is long snapper Chase Dominguez. How much does having him always play well help you do what you do?
Well, if there's an award for like a Ray Guy for the long snapper, then he'd be winning it, because my success generates from his long snapping, and I couldn't do it without him. Just having a good snap, making sure I don't have to go out there worrying about where the snap's going to be. Hold him for field goals as well as for punting, so he just helps me out tremendously. He doesn't get talked about enough, so for him to do what he does is just unbelievable for my ability to have success on this team.
Speaking of tackles, I know it wasn't your best game, but you made one, a shoestring tackle that was pretty much full stretch against Oregon. You told me that last year against Oregon you got trucked. Did you get anything from the teammates in the way of respect for that tackling for you?
No, I was furious after that game. I was an angry man. Normally I punt the ball, I watch the bloody thing go down the field. 80% of the time I either get fair catch or my gunners are down there to make a play. I don't run down the field, which I probably should do. And so I just kicked this one punt, and I see him just tear us up, tear the coverage up. I'm like, oh crap. So I'm thinking, I'm halfway off the field, about to, just sit down at my bench, wait for my next call. And I realised I got to make a play, so I just looked at this bloke in the eye. I said, "You ain't scoring on me." So I can't even remember feeling him, feeling the cleat with my shoe, but I just gave everything I had, looked back, and he's down. So yeah, that was it.
I wondered something during the last game, taking a penalty to back up a little bit, so that it's kind of the traditional thing you do if you're on like the 35, you take a penalty so the punter's got a little bit of room. So, the way you grew up passing, kicking it to pass, is it easier for you if you're closer to a target, or do you like to back up a little bit?
No, it stays the same for me.
So it doesn't matter to you whether they take a penalty or not?
No, I mean, that's Coach Witt's call. If he wants to try and burn some seconds off the clock, then that's his call, and I'll just do whatever he asks of me. And Coach Shaw, Stanford's head coach, declined the call from memory, so that didn't matter to me. Whatever the situation was, I just had to put more or less power onto the punt.